Greetings and salutations from the southern tropics of Michigan. I'm Jordan the IT guy, and today let's chat about PowerShell Cmdlets. So if you've been following along, I've mentioned PowerShell Cmdlets here and there, and in fact I've actually already used one. Now, a PowerShell Cmdlet is the big backing of everything that is behind PowerShell and how it works, and as well as what makes it such a simple and yet complex language for systems administrators in the Windows world, as well as in the Linux side of the equation as well. A PowerShell Cmdlet is made up of two things at the starting point. The first of those, it is always presented, or should, I won't say always because it doesn't have to be, but it should always be presented in a verb-noun sequence. That is, the action that you are going to take, and then the noun, the thing that it's going to be done to. So for example, in some of what I've been doing along here, you've seen me type get-variable, which is basically running, hey, do an action called get to retrieve the objects that are variables. It's very logical, very linear, very delineated in them. So let's go ahead and look at a few additional variables, as well as different cmdlets, as well as how to find what those cmdlets are on your system and how to learn a little bit more information about each one of them. Today we're going to be using a Windows 11 machine with PowerShell 5.1 again. All right. In the past, you've seen me use a cmdlet like get-variable. Again, as you can see, it's this noun and verb format. So first, the verb of what we are going to do, and then the noun afterwards of what we're going to do. It also always has this hyphen in between them right here. That's this thing right here, the little hyphen guy. Okay? All right. So in this case, I run this cmdlet called get-variable. Well, if I didn't know what get-variable was, or even that it existed, how would I learn what does exist? Well, there's a few things. One, you could go out there, you could Google it on the internet, you could look things up. But my preferred way, or one of the ways that you can go ahead and look things up or try to find them, is you can actually type in a cmdlet itself that is called get command. And if you type get command and hit enter, it will list every single one of the cmdlets and commands that exist currently within the PowerShell session that are available to you. Now, that is of the ones that are currently loaded. That doesn't necessarily include ones that are in modules that you don't currently have loaded. We'll talk more about that in another video. So, what if I want to search through this list of commands? Maybe I want to find that get variable. Well, if I do get command space dash name, that's a parameter. We'll talk more about that in a second here. And I can do quotes, star for a wildcard, something like variable star. And if I do that, I can get all of the different cmdlets that include the word variable in them. Okay. This is how we can find more information or find more different cmdlets that are out there. Now, off the top of my head, I just happen to know that dash name here from just past experience that this is a parameter that is available for this cmdlet. But what if I didn't know that? What if I needed to get more information and I didn't know that this parameter existed? Well, there's a couple of things, we have a couple of options available to us. In fact, this is one of the three major cmdlets that I recommend you memorize. The first one, which we've already run here, is get command. It's what finds our commands, right? The second one here is get help. This one right here, okay? Now, if we run this, and we run on a machine we've never run it on before, it is going to take it a minute as it downloads and updates all of our help. However, let's say if I wanted to do something like get help, dash name, get command. Now, it's going to ask me if I'd like to update it. I'm going to tell it no for now. And it's going to try to find help information for the command get command. And it'll tell me information like, hey, get command has these parameters. And parameters are basically how you feed a cmdlet with extra information. So, for example, you might need to feed get commandlet with something like a name. Now, this isn't exactly very easy to read on here to kind of understand what that different pieces and parts mean, and we'll talk more about parameters and what they are and how they work later on, but just know that what we can do if we need some additional context in a more friendly manner is we can do get help, get command, dash online. This will actually open an internet browser and direct us to the Microsoft Docs for this command. This should work for the majority of the Microsoft cmdlets that are out there today, so you can start to get information. Now that's command number 2 of the 3 cmdlets that I would recommend that you memorize. And the third one, it's just called get module. We'll jump into that and what that does and how it all works in the next video and at another time as well. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it was informative. and thank you again for watching.